The UK company Rolls Royce has been given £2.9 million to explore nuclear power for future moon bases. The project will see the first delivery of an initial demonstration of a prototype UK lunar module nuclear reactor to pave the way for the real thing to go to the moon in 2029. To me, I'm just sitting here shaking my head. I mean, the moon, as we know, gets bombarded by a lot of celestial bodies. You could imagine what happens if, or even meteorites. The moon has no atmosphere. So you can imagine if these things hit these nuclear stations, aka what's happening on the ISS. Now, the UK Space Agency has announced it will be awarding £2.9 million in funding to Rolls-Royce for the development of a modular nuclear reactor for use on the moon. The system is called the microreactor. It would be used to power the lunar bases of the future, to supply energy for life support, communications, and scientific research. Nuclear power, the UK Space Agency says, has the potential to dramatically increase the duration of future lunar missions and their scientific value. The latest funding announcement follows the completion of a £249,000 pilot study that was made last year. Minister of State at the Department of Science, Innovation, Technology, George Freeman, said, "Space exploration is the ultimate laboratory for so many of the transformational technologies we need on Earth. And this technology," he says, "ranges from materials to robotics, nutrition, clean tech, and much more." I wouldn't call nuclear energy clean tech, but anyway, as we prepare, he says, to see humans return to the moon for the first time in more than 50 years, we are backing exciting research like this lunar module reactor with Rolls-Royce to pioneer a new power station, a source for a lunar base. Partnerships like this between British industry, the UK Space Agency, and government are helping to create jobs across our £16 billion space tech sector, he says, and help ensure the UK continues to be a major force in frontier science. According to the UK Space Agency, a nuclear microreactor has many advantages as compared to other potentially lunar power solutions, and not in the least that it is relatively small and lightweight. Mass is a major concern for any hardware that needs to be constructed on Earth and shipped into orbit via rocket launches to the moon. And at the same time, nuclear power is also able to operate in almost any location, irrespective of factors like available sunlight and other environmental conditions. I'd like to know where they're going to get their water for cooling. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a nuclear scientist, but doesn't it require water for cooling? Their rods? Rolls-Royce will be working, they said, on the project in collaboration with various UK universities, including Oxford, Sheffield, Brighton, and Bangor. The funding is expected to help the firm develop the microreactor concept on 3 fronts in particular: the fuel used to generate heat, the method of heat transfer, and the technology to convert the heat into usable electricity. Alongside use in space, it's also expected that the tech the researchers will be developing could also be used in an assortment of commercial and defense applications. The UK Space Agency said the aim is to create a world-leading power and propulsion capability for multiple markets and operator needs, alongside a cleaner, green, and long-term power source. Here they go again with the green. Rolls-Royce Director of Future Programs, Abby Clayton, says the new tranche of funding from the UK Space Agency means so much for the Rolls-Royce microreactor program, saying, "We're proud to work collaboratively with the UK Space Agency and the many UK academic institutions to showcase the best of UK innovation and knowledge in space. This funding will bring us further down the road in making the microreactor a reality, with immense benefits for both space and Earth. The technology will deliver the capability to support commercial and defense use cases alongside providing a solution to decarbonize industry and provide clean, safe, and reliable energy." The latest partnership with Rolls-Royce comes just after the UK Space Agency announced it would be granting £51 million for funding to UK companies to develop communications and navigation services for missions on the moon, to the moon, And these projects will support the European Space Agency's Moonlight program, which is aimed to launch a satellite constellation into lunar orbit to help the astronauts and rovers of the future to communicate and navigate across the moon's surface. And I would say my comment here, if Elon Musk doesn't do that first. Now, UK Space Agency Chief Executive Dr. Paul Bates said, "We're backing technology and capabilities to support ambitious space exploration missions and boost sector growth across the UK. Developing space nuclear power offers a unique chance to support innovative technologies and grow our nuclear, space, and engineering skills and science base." And he said this innovative research by Rolls Royce could lay the groundwork for powering continuous human presence on the moon while enhancing the wider UK space sector, creating jobs and generating further investment. And this is by Express UK, Ian Randall. And let's remind ourselves that that's how they power the science stations and the various bases in Antarctica. They use nuclear power. Now you can imagine, you go to something that is virgin and you can imagine what could happen. Okay, please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box